What words comes to your mind when you look at these photos? There are 5 photos that you see now, and I'm sure there's one photo that attracts you or the most you find interesting. If you look at the first photo, it's called The Earthrise. When it comes to humanity's first true grasp of beauty, fragility, and loneliness of our world. However, we know the precise instant. It was on December 24th, 1968, exactly 75 hours, 48 minutes, and 41 seconds, after the Apollo 8 spacecraft lifted off from Cape Canaveral en route to becoming the first manned mission to orbit the moon. The first camera were invented in the 17th century, called the obscura camera. It was used for scientific observation, from understanding the human eye to observing solar eclipse safely. The camera obscura is an optical device, usually a box of room with a hole on one side. As light passes through the hole, it projects an inverted image of what is outside onto the opposite wall. Mirrors can be used for this project the image the right way around, and lenses are used to make a sharper image. Albert Magnus discovers silver nitrate in the 13th century, but it wasn't until the 18th century that light-sensitive chemicals were used to capture an image from a camera. Niepce in 1816 managed to capture image using a small camera and a paper coated with silver chloride. However, the photography capture was a negative rather than a positive image. Again, how the image was preserved also presented a problem. However, in 1826, Niepce found success and produced the first permanent photographic image from a camera, view from the window at Le Grage. With the development of the era, finally found a digital camera in 1975, and it continued to be the best. I remember I got my first camera 2 years ago. It's an analog camera that only works when using a roll film. When I got my camera, my family and I were talking about how photography works and taking pictures with analog in the 80s or 90s. Every time I go on holiday, I always bring a film roll and a camera in my bag. I feel confident in the result of the photo I take, and it makes me like photography. And to show my passion for photography, I decided to make a photography book with the theme of Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals are also known as SDG or Global Goals, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015 as a universal call to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. There are 17 goals, and I chose clean water and sanitation, climate action, and life on land. I think describing words in photo is really unique, because every person has a different perspective or thought when they're looking at a picture. Showing my photo book to people, especially those who haven't heard of SDG, can help them understand. Even though I take a small action on SDG goals, I'm sure it's impactful to the environment and the earth itself. Getting the right angle and focusing on what I should take is difficult and challenging. This helped me to grow as a person, to be more courageous, and makes me more confident about myself around the environment. Making a photo book was difficult and challenging for me, but I overcome the challenge and succeeded in making one book about sustainable development goals called The Vague World. This is my book. There are 13 photos in total and 20 pages. I called it vague because vague means not clearly expressed or not having a precise meaning. Quite a few people are not aware of the environment and society. The mean end of what I say is, people that are not aware of it look everything like it was vague. This is an example, a photo from my book. If you look closer to the two tubes from the first photo, it's an incinerator. Incinerator is a machine that burns trash, and if you look over here, it's a pile of trash, and it looks like a hill, and there's no way the two incinerators working to burn all the trash. Every time I take a photo with a theme that I've adjusted, I always think and feel, I think this photo can be understood and can be explained because I have to express words to a pictures so that people can understand the meaning of the photo that I have taken. If you want to see my photography book, you can find them in Green School Library. I hope that the future of this project will develop and I will photograph more of the world around us that we are not aware of. If you would like to know which photographer are my favorite, the one I'm gonna take tomorrow, by Megan Shanahan. Analog cameras can sometimes be difficult and challenging. Believe it or not, I'm not advanced in taking photos, but I'm sure it looks clear and recognized. I would like to thank Pak Widi as my mentor, my family, and my friends to support and help me with this project.